Okay, and in this demonstration we will be going over the menus actually in the controller. We will have to make sure we have an SD card in for it to operate, otherwise we will get an error. I'm going to go ahead and show you that real quick before we do it. You will power up and then it will go to SD card error, saying there's no SD card in here. That's a usual error you get if you don't have an SD card in, so we'll go ahead and power it down. Plug in our SD card, and we want to make sure you're going with the SanDisk Ultra Plus SD cards. It's what we've had the best luck with, very reliable, and work really well with our controller. Go ahead and that clicks right in. And now at power up, you'll notice we do not get an error because there's an SD card present. So we'll just kind of navigate through the menus here to get familiar with them. These 4 buttons here correspond to the 4 lines on the display. Hit the top one for device menu. You'll see that takes us to another menu. Edit scenes, edit triggers, change volume, and about device. Edit scenes is where we would go to change audio files if there were any scenes, but there are no scenes present. Edit triggers, this is where we would come in and select which scene is going to play when which trigger gets executed. You see trigger 2 and an idle scene. Change volume, that is used up and down with 4 and 8. Actually on the screen it will be these two because it's the bottom 2 lines. We also do have an up and down and a left and right used for other menus where we get to select characters. We'll hit our back button. And then about device. This is where you can name the controller if you have a bunch of controllers. Also place it in a group. And then this is where you would see the IP address if it was networked. Backing out to the main menu. Play scene. If you wanted to play a scene from the controller, that's where you would go and you'd be able to select it. As you can see, no scenes exist. And record a new scene, edit scene, rename scene, and delete scene. The rename scene and delete scene are pretty self-explanatory. Record a new scene, this is where you would go to make a new scene, obviously, and it will lead you through the steps to make a new scene. And edit scene, you can go back in and pick a scene that you've made, maybe don't quite like how it is, and change it. And that is an overview of the menus of the Titania 8 and 16 controllers by License to Scare.